There's an ability to remain eternally youthful with the mindset of, I embrace change. I relax in the flow. I love that things are constantly changing. To have that sort of idea is more truly who we are. Hello, welcome back. We are continuing deep diving into each of the degrees of astrology, 2 at a time. Today we're on Aquarius Leo 6, the full moon. Happy full moon, everybody. Without further ado, thanks for being here. Let's get into Aquarius 6. A masked figure performs ritualistic acts in a mystery play. Another way to say that, a ritual drama involving lights, music, and stories of the gods, beings of high evolution doing what they can to help humanity. Seeing a stone lion in a museum, a girl asks her parents if they are at the zoo. A gardener with just one leg. The stone here is white or clear topaz. It's a stone of clarity and purity. It helps us see ourselves as we truly are without illusions. It brings peace and serenity. It clears the mind and helps us better able to make decisions at important times. In the scheme of things, we are all figures in a mystery play. Masks play very big here. So this is someone who can shift shapes. They can change to what is needed for the moment. This is someone who is a writer of hidden knowledge. Put our focus, our point of attention into everything that we do and make everything about art. If you are planting seeds in the garden, make it ritualistic. Put your gardener hat on. Be Mother Gaia. That kind of influence is going on here. So we want to avoid doing things in a mechanical way. Just because it needs to be done, you're doing it. Here we're injecting the spiritual light into everything. At a social level, seeing society ever changing, the ebbs and flows of traditions and what is acceptable and fashion trends, that they're always changing. Therefore, if we want to stay young, eternally youthful, that we put on a different mask when the time is right. We're truthful, but we tap into the deepest aspects of whatever's going on, the energy vibe of the moment, and it brings out a different part of ourselves. To see ourselves as a cast of actors. We're not just one actor. We're not just the star of the show. We are the entire cast. And roles change, masks change, depending on what is going on. And we fully put ourselves into each act and it becomes sacred. And this is showing that each of us play a role that is important in society, whether we realize it or not. We're each carrying out roles on a stage of a mystery play. Seeing ourselves and the roles we play and realizing that the limitations, like if we're only doing one thing, we're a gardener, do it well, make it your stage, and the more we do that, we clean up the garden, we inject ourselves into the garden, we realize that we can learn a lot from just one thing, that limitations can be beautiful. A small garden has its advantages to a large garden because you can really do it up. You can really personalize it. Or a large garden gives you advantages that you wouldn't have in, say, a city garden. So it's seeing what you're dealt with, the one thing that you're doing, put your focus in it, become more than just someone who's casting seeds. You are the seed caster. It's becoming the transpersonal aspect of whatever it is you're doing. And that by doing so, we reveal more of what's really going on. We reveal the mysteries of life, the revealer of evolution. Enjoying the moment, enjoying the point of focus that we have at any given point in time. Let's take a look at Leo 6. A conservative, old-fashioned lady is confronted by a hippie girl. A hamster running on a treadmill. Hidden photos of a deceased woman are discovered. A woman decked out in finery is conversing with a woman who is totally naked. A glowing meteor spreading through the atmosphere. The stone here is Peridot, and if I failed to say it earlier, both stones will be in the description if you'd like to take a closer look. Peridot is a stone of compassion. It brings good health, restful sleep, peace in relationships by balancing our mind and emotions. It inspires eloquence, creativity, delight, and good cheer. Here we have a similar theme going over and over and over the same ground, like the hamster on a treadmill. Monotony might come to mind, but it is learning new things with each pass, taking each pass as brand new. See it anew, see it anew, see it anew, acting spontaneously. By doing so, we learn things that we missed before. The hidden photos of the deceased woman. All of a sudden we see her in a new light. She's wearing different clothes. She's smiling in a different way. She seems to be a completely different person. So we see things in a new light here. Revelations. The woman in finery talking to a woman who is naked. There's a want and a need to have deep, meaningful connections with people so that we can learn more about a certain situation from a different perspective. See it in a deeper way. Societal norms are constantly changing, and it is to keep things flowing and to stay in tune with the energies of the cosmos, in part. I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg, but I know that they do relate to these symbols. And so by changing fads, it brings people into the flow of what is happening. So allowing ourselves to be changeable, to be open to the flow, but doing so from our own point of reference, be the hippie girl who's 60, but do it at your own level. Do it the way it's right for you, not necessarily just because it's a fad. Put your own spin on it. Be uniquely you if you're doing it. Keep evolving. Things are constantly changing, and therefore don't get stuck in the past. Don't get stuck in a certain way of being, because it becomes stale. It cuts us off from the flow of society if we do so. There's an ability to remain eternally youthful with the mindset of, I embrace change. I relax in the flow. I love that things are constantly changing. To have that sort of idea is more truly who we are. It helps us feel more alive. So we're not to get hung up on what is socially acceptable, because it is constantly changing. And that gives us permission to constantly be changing. It gives us permission to see those around us, in our family, in our work environment, in our world. Let them change. Let things change. Because if not, they can become unbearable. Drastic change will happen eventually. So embracing change all the time is a gentler way of being. A more peaceful way of being. Not shutting ourselves off when things are difficult. Like when someone asks you a difficult question about your past, if we shut it down, that is one way of protecting ourselves, but it's still bottled up. It really needs to come out. Opening up, even when it's difficult, gives us a deeper connection with others. It gives us a deeper connection with ourselves. It helps us see the past in a new way, to forgive ourselves one more time, take another pass at that, and to let go the charge of things we may be hanging on to that we didn't realize we are. And we grow. So a constant reevaluation of our fashion and our morals. You know, what was politically correct here in Ohio a couple months ago, it was not legal to smoke pot. Now it is. All of a sudden it's just socially acceptable. So things are constantly changing, and we need to change with them. If we agree to just be changeable and change with the times, be open to newness, and injecting our own unique light into everything that we do, it gives us eternal youthfulness. So that's what I have for you today. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you had a specific dream about these symbols, if you have a specific take on them. Give me a like if you're enjoying these. Subscribe if you'd like to hear more. And take care till next time.